Welcome back to another video. Man, we getting fancy now, huh? What y'all think about that intro video? For those who were on my live last Thursday, first of all, thank y'all very much. It was a fun time. I had a number of people who contacted me saying, man, they didn't know I could smile that much, and I was laughing, and I might have to change the name from TheGrumpyDad to something else. I don't know. But I did kind of leak out a little bit of that video during the live, and I've been eager to use it. I gotta tell y'all, it's something that I couldn't have did. And be honest with you, I only want to take credit for it. Anybody who knows Flip This Crypto, he's on Twitter, he's on Discord, member of the channel. He did that on his own. I saw him do a video for something else. I asked him, I said, hey man, could you do something like that for me? Because I could never come up with some kind of intro, but I wanted some kind of intro. Just that, you know, we hit 20,000. Keep making the excuse that this is very amateurish, but I always like the YouTubes that had some kind of little intro video, and that one captures it. He's also working on another one that I'm hoping I can use for my outdoors page, because that page needs life support bad. I just uploaded a fishing video from over the weekend to it, and you know, it is what it is. And that one's pretty cool because that one has, you know, a little bit of hunting in it, some fishing. It's got some ham radio, and that's what that channel does. If y'all have not subscribed, if y'all can please help me out, there's a link in the description below for subscribing to the Grumpy Dad Outdoor channel. Fishing season's over with. That last weekend when I went was probably my last weekend. Hunting season starting up, and we will have some hunting content for some outdoors. I also did a cooking video. Telling y'all, I have been, you know, I got my real job here. We have a big festival coming up that I'm in charge of and stuff at work. In between all that, I got like, I'm 3 or 4 videos backed up as far as getting stuff produced and stuff like that, that I cannot keep up. I think I got about 2 or 3 videos for the other channel. That's, you know, because this is my prime area, what I'm focusing on. But I literally just finished, when I got off of work today, I finished my driving video from yesterday. Finally got that uploaded today, which is Monday, which means this video you're watching now, that's supposed to be my Monday video, probably will not get sent out till tomorrow, because that's just the way YouTube likes it. And when you try to mess up the YouTube algorithm, everything in nature, it revolves around the YouTube algorithm. Speaking of the YouTube algorithm, if you can please just hit that thumbs up button. That thumbs up button really helps out. You know, you're not really liking this video, you're liking all the projects that we speak about. And when people search that kind of stuff, YouTube algorithm will push it out, and that really helps out. And it helps out the channel. I'm not gonna lie to you. Also, make sure you like GrumpyDad56 on Twitter. I have been trying to do a lot of stuff on it. It's just life. Everything going on. Everything's crazy. But you know what, this has been a boring time in crypto right now. Yeah, right. It has been non-stop. I'll tell you right now, the Wingbits Discord, you know, I ain't gonna lie, kind of slowing down a little bit. Wingbits, unless you're living underneath the rock, I tell you that all the time. They started the pre-sales on their Wingbit station that I think it's HiFix is making it, along with their Wingbit GEODNET combined stations. And that has just like kicked the amp pile. It is going crazy. And I've been trying to keep up with the Wingbits Discord, staying active with that. On top of everything else going on, I come back and like 3 pages later of stuff, and that was just for an hour. It is nonstop trying to help people, but there are some people, and I try to take my old man medicine and not get aggravated, but there's some people who want to just ask the same questions over. Y'all do realize in the top right corner, I'm pointing left. This is my left, your whatever. There's a search button, and whatever your question is, if you take a couple of keywords and search it in the Discord, you could probably find the answer. But these people ask the same questions over, and you know, some people answer them, and then people just don't want to answer the same question over again. So I'll go and answer it sometimes, and then sure enough, a couple of things later, somebody else is answering questions. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all are here from Wingbits, y'all new to it, the little Geo device that you're gonna need, the little satellite device, that is for BYOD stations only. Please don't ask if you're getting a new station. The reason you're paying a premium top dollar for that is because you are going to have everything included in that. You don't have to ask about geode signers or whatever they're calling them with the GPS and with the encryption little thing in it. You're not going to need that with a station you buy on HiFix. Also, I see people panicking now because they must be just waking up from, you know, a long winter slumber, summer slumber, I guess, compared to where you're at in the world. But people are now panicking that they didn't sign up for a geode signer. If you've been with this project, you don't need to do all that. They're going to find you. They're going to let you know. Just pay attention to the announcements, and they're going to know. I don't want to get too deep into all that because we do have a Wingbits section, but I'm just touching on that because that's what's actively going on. That's what's being asked to me also, and I see it. So I just want to hit that because I'm sure there's some people who are just stumbling in here. Also, I'm apologizing right now. It was a long day in the water yesterday when I was fishing. Heat kind of got to me, and I lost my temper in my video yesterday. I contemplated all day if I still wanted to upload it or not. I'm getting grief from people that I need to let the dead horse lay, if that's the word you want to use. Quit beating the dead horse. And then I got people who keep saying, don't stop, because if you prevent one person from getting scammed, it's worth it. I understand that, but it's also, I have so many new people coming into this now. You know, I'm at 20,100 subscribers. They don't want to hear about all that. But what happened is I found out in the Discord, again, myself and some other people, some other YouTubers are being blamed and lied about. I'm going to come to defense, and that's just the way I'm built. Whether it's old school, new school, I don't care, Gen X, whatever. But you're not going to talk about my friends, my YouTube fellow people that have helped me out. You're not going to sit and talk about them and blame stuff on them. We know the rinse and repeat game with DFly. They rinse people out of that project, out of their Discord. New people come in, and when those new people start hearing about the issues in the past, Cookie Man, Cookie Monster, whatever you want to call them, starts making up lies about those characters to try to beat their character. When we came in, me and Fluffy and some other these people came into DFly, he sat there and told us some horrible things about somebody. And I'm not even going to say who he is because people know who he is. And you find out none of that was true. None of that was true. That was them getting caught in lies. We catch them in lies and get booted out. And then next thing you know, we're getting attacked. And that is his MO. The rinse and repeat thing. And now he's doing it again. We're telling people, there still have people who are from YouTube and different places that supported that project that got bilked out of thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars plus. And yet they're going to say they try to make up these outlandish lies about reverse engineering stuff. What is there to reverse engineer? You never came out with anything. So that video does, you see how I get a little bit, and that video yesterday does kind of cover some of that. And like I've told y'all before, when things lie down and they don't start with any of that, you won't hear nothing about them come out of my face. You know, and same thing what I said in that video yesterday. Just because a token gets listed on some exchange doesn't mean it's all of a sudden a legit project. But we're gonna start talking about our projects and what's going on with the market now. They got some exciting stuff going on in the market, but I've also heard some news about the market, so we don't know if it's gonna be long lived. Y'all know Grumpy's line on Bitcoin. Bitcoin hit Grumpy's line today. Been trying to warn y'all, tell y'all, is this the time when Grumpy's wrong? Because sooner or later, Grumpy has to be wrong on his line. We'll see. Let's check out this line and see what's going on with it. So going back to our previous videos, when we talked about, we go over the market a little bit. I tell everybody, again, nothing in this channel is financial advice. Nothing in this is promise you're going to make any money. If you listen to me, hey, that's the reason why I'm still working like I'm working. And I've been in crypto since 2015. And yet I'm still working. So, you know, but sometimes I keep saying, sometimes because I don't want to sit here and get full of myself. And I know that I'm not this TA master on charts. Sometimes I think it helps. So far, if you've listened to me, it's helped. Last couple of weeks, we've had Grumpy's line on top of Bitcoin. And I keep trying to tell y'all, when it hits that line, don't be going entering any kind of crazy long shorts or anything like that, because it has bounced off this line. Now, how many times does it bounce off the line before he finally breaks through? Bitcoin will eventually break through Grumpy's line. There's no doubt about it. But Right now, it's tiptoeing, my friend. Just like in Avengers when Tony Stark told the Hulk, you're tiptoeing. Eventually, you're going to break through this line. 66,000 is that line. And right now, we hit it again. This is the 15-minute chart. But as the old football coach used to say, stats don't lie. Charts don't lie. Video don't lie. This is the 1 hour chart. This is the 4 hour chart. Keep trying to warn y'all about this line here. And some people just don't want to listen to me. This has been since March. You know what I mean? You can drag this one down a little bit, drag this one up a little bit. You know, I was playing with it earlier because what happens is if you play with the day, this is the daily chart versus the hour chart versus the 4 hour chart versus the 15-minute chart. This line does fluctuate a little bit, you know, but you can't denounce that even if you just look at these last two ones. And where they closed at, and you go to where they've closed, you know, if you look at where it's closed on the daily chart, we're already above that. So it could we be higher? Could we be going higher? If you just want to go to where it's raised at, we haven't hit it yet. But it all matters on where, you know, what chart you're looking at, the daily chart, 4 hour chart, 1 hour chart. To me, 66,000 is the measuring point. You know, I still think it's 66,000. But what happens is, let's say it rejects hard again, which I think it is. Maybe not today, but hold that thought. But when it rejects again, it comes down. You're going further down this chart. As you go with a line that's descending, when you go further down this chart, well, now 66 isn't the resistance anymore. Now it becomes 65 or something else, 65 and a half. Listen, I used to never believe in charts because I've always said there's no computer there that's controlling when people buy and sell because of, oh, the chart says this. So, but it's just weird how it just falls like that. I've also contradicted myself and keep saying with all this retail market that's come in because of ETFs and stuff, you can't look at past cycles and charts and stuff like that. That's, you know, that's one thing you do have to, you know, be concerned with. We also know that Bitcoin never goes straight up. Look at this. Look at these candles right here. This is the 4 hour chart. So you telling me since Sunday at 7-ish, 11 a.m. So was that 36 hours? You telling me we're just going to keep on going straight green? You don't see that. Even here, eventually you're going to get red. We all know that. And at some point it's going to get overbought and it's going to correct. So please prepare yourselves for this, that we're starting to see this little curtail, whatever you want to call it. Please be prepared that this might not happen. I still think they got some news coming in later this week. I was listening to one of the financial shows this morning. They got some bad news coming in later this week. They also know that first they were talking about doing a half point or whatever it is, rate decrease. Now they're talking about only being a quarter. Some of these job reports ain't going to be driving like that. You can only fudge numbers because of an election for so long. And all of a sudden it starts kicking back. Well, it's kicking back now. You also have some kind of pricing index, some kind of price or what's on the shelf. All these metrics I never heard of, but they're all coming in negative. And they're coming out later this week. And if the market drops, what's going to happen to crypto? I know I'm spending a little bit longer on this than I normally do. I'm just trying to warn people because I'm hearing it and seeing it. We're back, baby. October. October's here. We knew October. It's just a little bit delayed, but October's here. Y'all better pump y'all brakes. I keep trying to say my personal opinion, not financial advice, but my personal opinion is we ain't starting this crazy bull market until after the election when people know that their money's safe and they're not going to get taxed through the nose out the butt. I don't know where else to put it. And some of the stocks are like that too. Yes, some of the stocks are up with the Democrats and all this stuff. Yeah, because what the price of everything costs right now. 1 hour chart for Ethereum. It's had a nice little boost also. That same thing Sunday to the 2,600. You know, $2,600. One thing I didn't look at that I want to look at is, y'all know I like to look at where we were a week ago. A week ago was October 7th. So October 7th, when we did our last video, our last video, we saw October 7th at about 6 p.m.-ish. We were about right here. Nope, gotta go back. About right here. And we are up right now 5.5%. So we got to see what else our projects have done also to see if, you know, are they kind of sticking with that or what? Ethereum also 7 to 8% is what it's up right now since last week. Hit Solana, guess what? 7, 8%, depending on where you think, since last week. So you can see that they're all at this 6 to 8. It's funny how everything follows Bitcoin. You know, we like to think that sometimes some of these tokens will just take off, and they all kind of have the same percentages. So let's look at our projects and see how we're doing on our projects. All right, so let's start moving into our passive income projects. I'm challenging myself to keep this video under 1 hour. I have did that the last 3 weeks in a row, and I have failed. I am determined, even if I got skipped the crud projects at the end that have no news, I'll do that. But I'm trying to stay on pace for under an hour. So let's go. First, this project that I'm about to talk about, I use the same cliche over and over, but it's going to tell that it's going to be if you pass the test or not, if you really follow this channel or not. Because despite everything going on in all my other projects, I am still super stoked, excited, and love this project. And it's nothing. And that's the ongoing joke about it. It's nothing. You're mining nothing. You're mining a meme coin. There's nothing behind it, but there is. And currently right now, as of today, there was some price drops, but as you can see, it's come back. And I tried telling people, and I had people contacting me saying, I sold. And I'm like, what the frick would you listen? I'm going to contradict myself a lot if you watch this channel. I tell everybody, this channel is about taking profits, making our life better. I'm not about Lambos. Yes, I'd love to have a fishing boat, so I'm not fishing from the shore all the time and be able to take my kid, my son fishing, and my daughter boating, and my wife boating, and all that stuff like that. And I will one day, mark my words, I will one day have a boat. And that boat will say on one side, crypto is a scam, and on the other side, crypto is a Ponzi. Because that's what these people who are older than Gen X people like me all believe crypto is. And I'm going to shove it in their face on this is how much crypto is a scam as I'm waving by you in my boat. And it ain't going to be a little flat boat either. I told people to please, my suggestion was to hold on to this, because when you sell, and you can sell despite what some people want to say, because this one person I spoke to who's been following me since DFly, that's how long he's been following me for, so we chat back and forth a lot. Man, I sold. I was afraid it was going down. Yes, we had a big whale who came in at some point and sold. And you're right, it was a lot higher, and it hurt. And it looked like it was going straight down. And look what it's doing now. You had somebody came in who just bought, straight up, just bought $800, almost $900 worth of this today. It was down as $1,500, $1,600. And you know what Grumpy did? Grumpy bought. Grumpy bought. I keep trying to tell y'all, I'm taking my IoT from Helium every day, and I'm buying this. So Grumpy bought. This is how, during my live, for those who caught it, I gave away $100 worth of Entropy and another $50, I think, or something like that. I gave away so much stuff last Thursday. I'm still hiding from my wife underneath the bed. But I accumulated what I gave away. I accumulated here. And I nearly doubled it. Very close to doubling it. So for those who aren't into Entropy, for those who say they can't get minor rolls, anything like that, again, this is not financial advice, but you can easily go on to using Phantom Wallet, use the Jupe, I call it Jupe, but Jupiter Exchange, and you can pick this up on your own. But look at the price action, and then now look at what we're making today. I'm making more today in this than I did in my last Monday video. I'm making $56 a day at this price. Yes. At the all-time high it was a week or two ago, I was at like 1,600, and prices come down, but I've also been mining $56 worth every day. At one time I was mining $140. I think we were making a day in this. And mine has also gone up because my ranking is going higher because I'm consistently online. I'm gonna tell you something else this project's doing. They are burning a crud load of coins, a crud load. Everybody's allowed one entitlement for a device. I have videos on this. Y'all can go see it. I don't want to get in full detail on this because I go through every video. Very, very, very few people have gotten second credentials. Even fewer are going to get them now because they've had some games go on recently with them. But because of the amount of videos I've did and how much I've pushed it and everything, I was allowed to get a second credential. What Grumpy did with that second credential is I went and enabled it and I threw it in my closet and I forgot about it. That second Entropy miner every day is burning tokens. Grumpy's not touching it. There's a wallet attached to it because you have to attach a wallet. It's a completely separate wallet than what my first device has, but the wallet's not hitting anything. Nothing's going into that wallet because with Entropy, after the 7th day, on the 8th day, everything back from the first day, gets burned. And on the 9th day, everything from the 2nd day gets burned. Everything from 7 days ago on that 7th day gets burned. If I'm trying not to lose y'all. So that started a week ago. So every day I'm burning whatever we mining, 220,000 tokens I'm burning by myself. They're burning a lot of tokens. Yes, I'd like to see a little more liquidity going there so that the price, when people do buy or sell, the price doesn't jump as that bad. But there's plenty of liquidity. And for the fools out there who keep trying to make comments that, well, you can't ever sell. What good is it if you can't sell? You can sell, but it's also set up that you don't hurt the project when you do sell. Again, I'm not going into full detail on that. Check my other videos out explaining this or get into the Discord. And for those who need to dig a hole or whatever like that, there's easier ways to do it. You know, you don't have to just aimlessly attach it to Twitter or nothing like that. There's actually on the Discord a place where you can submit your hole, but you have to put some effort into it. And again, it's not meaning to demean you. Basically, it's so that you can show that you're real and you're not a robot. And then you do want to put a little bit of effort into it to make $56 a day. I don't think we're making $56 a day when you take all the rest of the projects we're about to talk about and combine them. All right, moving on. GEODNET. Listen, GEODNET has a new kind of push going on with it because you have people who, part of this collaboration with Wingbits is it's just opening up both projects to people who didn't realize the other one exists. I'm sure they got Wingbits people out there who are learning about GEODNET, seeing the kind of rewards you're making. People with GEODNET, I know for a fact, are coming in learning about Wingbits because I see them coming in and they tell us, hey, we're coming from GEODNET. GEODNET price went down a little bit. A little concerning only because, like I brought up earlier, is that we know that with Bitcoin going up 5 or 6%, we would hope that we would see a little bit of increase, and we saw an 8% decrease. I'm not panicking. Everybody's allowed to be up. But then another thing is you need to look at 1,300 votes. Look at this community sentiment. 82% people bullish. Let's see how some of these other projects, if I can remember, turn out on that. So, you've had over the month, 61% increase. So you know what? We can give GEODNET a little bit of a pass for now. We'll keep our eye on it. But for now, 7 days down 8%. For a month, 61% increase. I think we're good on GEODNET. Another big thing I always talk about with GEODNET is the amount of tokens they are burning. Y'all know I love to see tokens burned. It helps the tokenomics out a lot. Yes, I like to see that liquidity also, but just the fact that they're not just sitting stale on stuff, and they're burning. They burn another 200,000 Geo tokens. Altogether, they have burned 8 million of those tokens, which means for a value of $2 million plus. That's how much value they had in burning those tokens that they could have kept on themselves, given to investors, had in their own pockets, to put that back into the project. That's a big thing. And I'm trying to just make sure people can grasp that that instead of taking it like some projects would have did, is taking that, whether or not they're getting that in sales of their data or whatever they're getting, but to burn $2 million worth of tokens, that's very strong. They announced a new distributor, but Grumpy don't want to talk about no distributors. GEODNET also just recently hit 10,000 satellite miners. That's pretty strong. So they had an AMA today. I did listen into this AMA today. You can tell this is not just some little half, you know what, production that they put together as far as them and Wingbits collaborate. GEODNET is very well versed in this device that they went with. A lot of the technical questions they could answer, and it just made me feel even a little bit more comfortable about the collaboration going on right now between Wingbits and GEODNET. They do have pre-orders open for these products, and I will talk about them shortly. All right, so we're gonna move on now. Keeping up with the time. WeatherXM. WeatherXM has seen a slight price increase. Again, I've been very happy with WeatherXM's price because I talk about it every week on how it goes to show you by injecting more liquidity into it. They're taking money, and last week we discussed how at first it was supposed to be like 40 days of liquidity. They realized they have even more money available now. They're going to be injecting it for even longer. The current price of WeatherXM is at 54 cents. And when you look at it for the last 7 days, we had about an 8% increase. Goes along with what I was saying earlier. But a lot of this was within the last 24 hours, which I don't care. But it jumped from 51 cents to 55 cents since, I guess, yesterday when all these other prices went up. Overall, for the month, we had an 8% increase. But towards this end, well, apparently there's something wrong because this has not been like this whole time. CoinGecko is going to show it the right way for the month. But for 37, it started at 37 cents a month ago, up to 55 cents now. But it goes to show you what happens when people start adding liquidity. These companies add liquidity in. You saw that we had this huge price drop. And when they announced and started putting in this stuff, started putting in liquidity here, look at it. I mean, so I'll give WeatherXM that. A couple of different announcements. We talked about WeatherXM injecting liquidity. 58.7 thousand has been put into WXM so far. And then they realized that it'll go longer than the original 43 days like I was just talking about. Also, WXM officially listed on CoinMarketCap. That's why when I was trying to look at it earlier, I couldn't go back past a week or two, was because it had just got officially listed on CoinMarketCap. This should have been done a long time ago. I don't care at this point. I'm happy it's done. To me, it's just another step that legitimizes projects. And I think it's a very important step that any legitimate project needs to do with their token. And then you want to know about a mascot. So, you know, with that, the token is at 54 cents. Gives me revenue right at $225 that I've gotten so far, making about $2.80 a day, which is not bad for some of these projects. Not bad. My rewards, again, I have the same note here that if y'all have seen before, that this has decreased from 3.2 down to 2.34 plus the bonus. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I have not gone up on the roof and dealt with taking it down and going through it to try to figure out why the sensors are messed up. But I don't get any rain when it rains. Not that it's rained lately. It's hot as hell here. Dry as hell here. But they're saying I'm having sensor issues. So listen, if y'all want to blame me for that, I question that a device that's 6 months old, 7, 8 months old shouldn't be having these kind of issues. But I guess it's on me to tear it down, figure out what's going on with it, and contact WeatherXM to see what they want to do about it. I mean, I don't have nothing to fix sensors. You know, I questioned the durability of this project for a while now, since I first got it and put it up and the plastic's falling apart in my hands. But again, I talk about it every week, and I'm not considering repeat myself, which I guess I already did. All right, so the next 3 projects we're about to discuss, I had to put a gap on. This is the mainnet section. This is projects that we're into right now that we're doing. However, they're on mainnet, but I don't even like ranking them 4, 5, or 6 because it still makes it sound like I'm somewhat suggesting it as the 4th suggestion to you. I don't suggest any of them to you. The first one y'all might disagree with, but hey, that's what I have a YouTube page for, and y'all can make your own YouTube page and say how y'all disagree with Grumpy. But I am now back out of ROI. And if y'all follow this channel at all for the last year, or at least since January, it seems that I have put the line through this, took the line off, put the line through this, put the line off. And I was so happy when I recently reached ROI, but the price is going down so much that I'm going backwards in what my revenue is. I bought 3 devices for $89 a piece because there was a special for 3 for $89. That's $270 plus shipping and taxes. I am now not ROI'd on those devices. That's ridiculous. We are 10 months since I bought a device. 10 months, and I have not ROI'd on an $89 device. So if you go and buy one of these for $99 plus tax and everything like that, you did not ROI either in 10 months. You can go buy ASICs if you want to play that game. So when people want to know why I am not talking about the new DIMO products, this is why. I'm not going to say, I don't care if there's a little bit more rewards, because when the price action is continually doing this, how in my righteous mind can I suggest this to people? I don't care if it's financial advice or not. You look at what this price action has done. We just talked about how Bitcoin's up 7 to 8%. Most of our projects, you know, the few we went over so far, 7 to 8%. DIMO's down a little bit. It ain't down this much. 25% in a month. For the year, ever since here, ever since really hit this high here, but really since March, it's just been this free fall. We had a little bit of a comeback here, and it just continues to go down. Now, this is the CoinGecko chart for 3 months. And like I said, you had like this kind of raise that came up 24 cents on July 21st. And when it came up a little bit again, and it's still going, I mean, it's still going down. I don't know what they're going to do to fix it. So one big announcement that they had for DIMO is, I guess they want you to start locking up and staking your tokens. I have mixed feelings on this. My normal grumpy side says, I'm not making no money anyway, so why am I going to stake nothing? You know, my other side says, I'm not going to do nothing with the token, so why not stake it? But, they try giving you this example on how much more Alice would get if Alice had hers locked up. There's different streak levels. I'm at a level 4 for 2 of my vehicles and a level 3 for my other ones. Another thing, while this is brought up, another thing I want to say is I have went back and looked at what my past rewards have been for DIMO. I have 2 vehicles that have been connected since January. My son's truck, my wife's car. My work vehicle got swapped out, so I lost my streak on that, but it was only 4 or 5 weeks in, I think it was. So either way, it got reset, but I'm still at like level 3 by now. But when you look at the rewards, I'm getting the same rewards now that I was at level 1 or 2. So luckily they have been going up, because if not, I'd be way lower. Something's got to help this price out. I don't know what we're going to do about it, we're going to do about it. What DIMO's going to do about it, I don't know if they're going to burn, inject, whatever. But people want to know why I can't sit here and rightfully just push this DIMO LTE device out because it's supposed to get some more rewards. More rewards of what? Because to me, if you're giving out more rewards for that device, that means the people like me who have been here for a while with the macarons are going to get screwed even more. And I don't like them kind of games. Now, my fellow YouTubers, I respect them. They've helped me out a lot and stuff like that. I see them pushing the hell out of it. Hey, they're trying to get that little commission. I have a DIMO code. If you still want to join DIMO, that's fine. I have no problem with that. You can go here. Before I get off of this, you can go into the Discord and go read some more about this if you want. But going back to what I was saying before, the reason that it's at the top of these 3 that I have is because of the easement of it. Is you plug it into a vehicle once it's synced up, and you don't have to worry about it again until it needs some kind of update, maybe a month or 2 later. Once a month, once every other month, there might be an update you got to do. Other than that, it's easy. and you don't have to deal with it. That is the one positive thing I will give about DIMO. But again, you're making 24 cents a day. Even if they double the rewards with a new thing, you're going to be making 48 cents a day. Trying to figure that out right now. That's going to be, you know, it's going to take you 300 plus days to ROI. So right now we're at day 288 of this year that I still have not ROI'd. Now, yes, we can argue, and you can argue with me, tell me I'm wrong, that you're right. If 2 weeks ago, if I would have pulled all my profit out at that point, I would have ROI'd. But I think for kicks and giggles, we can just keep this little catastrophe / science experiment going, because if this price tag keeps doing this, I think it's going to be funny if we keep watching. Even though I'm getting more coins every week, I'm getting, you know, 57, 58 more tokens every week, and I can still never ROI because the price action is going down. So this is just like a fun science experiment for me, just to try to tell y'all, if you want to get in DIMO, yes, it's easy. If you want to make 24 cents a day or a little bit more than that with this new device, yeah, go ahead. Hey, if you want to do that, I got a code underneath here. It'll help us both out. It'll get you a bonus, me a bonus. But guess what? I'm not suggesting it to anybody. Again, I could be wrong. DIMO during the next bull market could quadruple the price and go back to all-time high. I think if that was going to happen, you would see some type of positive price increase over the last few weeks when a lot of these other projects did. All right, so moving on to the next one is going to be Helium. I'm still in Helium IOT, still have about 17 devices online, making about 6,200 IoT a day with all those combined. I keep this in here because, I mean, yeah, combined, making $7 a day. If it just had one left, I probably wouldn't even discuss it. And I definitely wouldn't, you know, be discussing trying to get any more IoT devices. I don't know how I feel about the whole mobile side of Helium. You can go to another channel for that. It's one thing that I kind of wasn't going to let Helium do that to me twice. Some people, they did. So Helium right now is at 0.001068 in price, which is down 16%. 16% in the month, 10% over the last 7 days. So it has come down. We were getting very excited at one point. We saw some positive price action coming back up on Helium. You know, it was down to 0.00057, and it came back up. At one time was almost at 0.002 and came back down. You know, you keep hearing about all this new stuff coming to IoT and mobile, and you keep waiting for this to take off again. And I'm not going to sit and tell you I'm not getting a little bit worried about it, but I'm getting a little bit worried about it. Again, it's free money. At this point, I've told you all the story about how I've ROI'd years ago on this. So everything right now is lagniappe, as we call it in New Orleans. But I will say that, you know, I'm taking that $7 every day and I'm converting it to something. Tell you all the time, I'm playing Call of Duty every evening with Fluffy. And when I play Call of Duty, it's just habit that I think about my Helium X. And hey, I go to Helium, the Helium app, and I download my IoT and I convert it to whatever I feel about. Lately, it's been converted to ENT almost every time. Next, to continue moving on, is NATIX. NATIX is the last thing on this list. NATIX is something I'm very upset with. I'm not happy with it at all. I don't like the shenanigans that they're pulling. Hey, some people defend it, some people love it. The only people that are going to love it are people who are in ride share programs or drive for a living. That is the only people I will argue all day that benefit from NATIX with this stupid ranking system that they have. The only people that are going to rank high are people who can continuously drive all day and max it out. Because at one point, you would max out after X amount of miles, and which was a lot of miles. One day I drove from Louisiana on one side of the state back to the other, and I maxed it out. It happened to me one time, and I've driven a lot, you know, on some days. NATIX is here to help rideshare drivers out. I'm fully, I don't think it's like a conspiracy. No, I'm just saying that that's the only people that's going to benefit. And until they change that, it's not going to change. One thing I will give NATIX, because I'm trying to talk positive about some things, is the price action has held pretty well since they've even released a token. I will say that. You look at where it's at right now for the last 7 days, it's down 3%, which is not bad. It's still 0.009. It's still at 0.009. When you look at it for the last month is down 12%. It was at 0.001, and it's at 0.009. Really, that's not a lot that's going down. You know, you're going to see this sometimes because when they have this stupid rank system they got, and all of a sudden everybody gets their tokens dumped on them. We're going to sell those tokens. You know, there's no real big carrot, as they say, treat for holding tokens. Before, you would get a better airdrop and stuff if you were a long-time hodler, a diamond hand hodler, and all the stuff like that. And right now, you just there is no real big thing. One thing I will give it, because you know I'm fair like this, is look at the community sentiment. Community sentiment's at 88%. That'd be all the ride share drivers. That's the only thing I can figure. I just, to me, right now, this project is not worth me making 84 cents a day. And I think part of this is, call me spoiled or whatever, because I used to defend this project and say, hey, this is a free project. You take an old phone and it's free, whatever. Like, but still, every day you got to deal with it. Listen, I'm not going to lie to y'all. You know I'm a straight shooter with y'all. I'm not going to sit and tell y'all that I'm not playing with NATIX at all. Yesterday, on my fishing trip that I told y'all about earlier, it's a 2-hour drive, 2-hour plus drive. I'm running NATIX. But where the difference is today at lunch, when I normally, as soon as I get in my truck, you know, letting the diesel warm up, whatever you want to call it, I'm setting NATIX up to go a couple miles down the road to go eat lunch. I'm not setting it up no more. I'm not setting, and look, it's going to hurt me. I'm a big boy, not going to understand that. But again, I'm not going out my way for this project when it doesn't do anything to help the normal drivers who, like me, drive back and forth to work every day and run a couple of errands during work. It's not benefiting us. It's not benefiting. I made $25 last month in that. That's horrible. I'm checking on the Discord. There's no news. All right, moving on to our test net. Y'all know I'm still high on CHIRP. Listen, I argue with myself all the time before I do this video on whether or not I keep CHIRP at #1 or move Wingbits up. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It all matters kind of how I feel about the network and stuff like that. CHIRP, I think, is going to be a different level. It's going to be Helium hybrid. What they're doing and the way they're addressing things is going to be a next level. And I hate to use those kind of cliches, but it is. Different frequencies, more open to IoT stuff that's coming in. I will say that. But I have ADD, which means I can't pay attention long. And y'all starting to lose me because there's nothing new. Nothing new. There's no more news of TGE or anything like that. The few announcements they got, the CHIRP official website is gearing up for the CHIRP token launch. They've been talking about the CHIRP token launch and this gearing up and this happening for 2 months now. No date still on TGE. You know, no date on when they're going to start selling devices again, because there's a lot of people, you know, these devices are $800 a piece, me included. There are several people, me included, that want to buy a device. There's no news on when the device is going to come online. They keep saying it's going to be around the same time they go TGE or mainnet. And I want to hear about what y'all's plans going on forward. They gave out the final round of egg NFTs. So if y'all participated in CHIRP trackers and different campaigns they had, check your SUI wallet. You should have a airdrop, which will make you eligible for airdrops and different things like that. So just check that. That's basically it. You go through the general, that's basically it. It's time to start updating a couple different things on what's going on. But, you know, I guess, you know, when things are happening behind the scenes, they can't come and keep telling us and updating us all the time. But just, to me, it just feels like we haven't really gotten anything from CHIRP in a while. We got something about a game a while back in these contests and stuff, but y'all know me. I want substance. I want news about the project itself, and you're not getting that right now. But I have a lot of faith in CHIRP that I think they're going to be do very well. All right, the next project I think we're going to take a lot of our time up with, and there's a lot going on. So Wingbits. First, I'm going to say is that I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep posting what I've totally owned, because this is not exactly correct. I have been in this project for one day I'll figure exactly 16 months now, 15 months now. This is only the tokens that started during when we started measuring beta. Also, it's not 100% of what my miners have made, because I have three or four hosted stations, and those hosts are also getting a percentage of. That's what I love about Wingbits, is when you're dealing with a host, you can go, and what I tell my host is, hey, give me a Solana address, and I'm giving you X amount of percentage, and therefore we both have the same skin in the game. If this project works out, we'll both will be compensated very good, hopefully. And if this project doesn't, which I don't think it's going to happen, but if it doesn't make it, or the price isn't anything special, then hey, we both are the same thing. I'm not making cash, which I know some people do. Hey, no disrespect to you, but after what I watched some people go through in Helium, I would never make any kind of cash deal for host with Wingbits. And again, with Wingbits station, you go onto that station and it says there's a spot for host, and you can put that host's Solana address in that thing, put what percentage you want going to them, and it's set up. I like that. So again, my total coins earned is not going to be accurate. Also, they're talking about possibly let me rephrase that, because I said that wrong. There is a spot on here that says that tokenomics could be changed a little bit. Rewards are subject to change as tokenomics are finalized, meaning just because you see what you got now doesn't mean it might not be tweaked a little bit. At some point, somebody, I don't want to say who it was because I don't remember, but at some point in Discord, there was some kind of mention of maybe tweaking a little bit as far as people who might be closer to the airport at a lower elevation, to incentivize people to set up stations close to an airport at lower elevations to be able to get flights on the ground or at very low altitudes and stuff like that. I don't know where they're at with that, if there's even discussion about that, but I just want to make sure I tell everybody that. I have received 7,300 tokens basically since the last video. I have one of my main stations down, which was my #1 station. Again, I'll say it was 10 feet off the ground, but on the Gulf of Mexico. I have another station that is having issues staying online. That is my hosted station up here. So I used to have some very dark hexes around here. I'm not anymore. I don't know if that's more people poaching into my territory. Put the aluminum fall hat on me. I'll still say, when I start talking about some of my remote setups, it seems that they got people who set up right up my rear end. I don't know if it's because the device won't stay online. I'm having some kind of issue where all of a sudden, a couple of hours into it, it won't recognize the SDR anymore. It's not a Wingbits issue. It's a device-to-device issue. The Wingbits side's working fine. All of a sudden, when you go do a scan, it can't find a USB no more. A reboot fixes it for a couple of hours, and it goes offline again. We're in the process right now. Just contact them of taking that USB extension off, plugging it back in, and seeing if that might keep it up for a while. My Florida station was down for a while. I don't know what's really going on with that, but I'm just finding that my stations that were doing very well at some point, Corpus Christi, was #1 hexes all the way around. I'm losing them. So there's got to be some people around there who's picking up. And I just see that, like, just in general with the project, that we all know the sooner you get in, you're making everything, but there's going to be more and more people coming in. I'll still argue and be in, I know this is not the right way of saying it, but if you're looking at these locations, you live in the New Orleans area, look, I ain't worried about you coming in because my stations are so high at certain locations. You're not going to dip into, you're not going to cut from me that much. Unless you're getting on top of a building in the downtown New Orleans area, you're not going to take, you can go set it up, waste your time, waste your money. You're not going to get nothing but ranked number 23 out of 24 on my hexes. But same thing with Houston. They have some I went through this in another video. They have some very quality stations set up in Houston. Some very quality stations set up in Austin. Dallas had some very good stations set up. So if you come in the middle right here and think you're going to set up and make anything off this project, you're going to be on Wingbits Discord crying that you're only making 0.7 wings a day. I don't know who set up around here. All I know is one of these is probably doing very well because I'm telling you, they have eaten into them. They're eating into me. You know, I don't know. I don't know if it's one of these. I'm not going to go through it right now in the middle of the video. But my point is, we had people earlier talking about, I mean, look at this. If you think you setting up right in the middle of this thing is gonna be worth, and listen, I guess I'm supposed to be a rah-rah, you know, for the project. But unless you're like really close to an airport that you really could be benefiting the project, you know, yes, I guess to a point, you know, we don't, not we, because I'm not Wingbits. I'm a participant like y'all. I'm not compensated by them or anything like that. And we definitely don't see eye to eye on everything. But if you think that you're going to come right here and put something in this hex and you're going to make anything, you're silly. And that's just me being real with you. It's not overall benefiting unless there's an airport in here that you're going to be getting some low level stuff on. It's something that you have to contemplate yourself on. So, you know, whatever way you got to be real with yourself here. Listen, I got a discount code on these devices. I hope more people buying them, but I'm also, y'all know me, I'm also a straight shooter and will shoot myself in the foot where it doesn't benefit me by telling people, if you are living right here on this little peninsula right here, do you really think you're going to benefit? You know, hey, if you like this project and you think the token's going to be worth a lot of money, you don't care if you make 3 or 4 wings a day. Just be real with yourself. If you live right here, it's possible you're going to do very well. You come down here. We talked about it. We showed y'all what people in Africa are making. And, you know, you got Daniel down here who has 1 device online and the other 2 are offline for a little while. And with his 1 device, he's making what I was making with 12 devices online. Because down in Louisiana, I'm splitting these. Not all these are mine. I don't know who even owns these, but they're cutting into the Gulf of Mexico. Not all these are mine. I don't know who any of these are over here, but they're cutting into my hexes. But my point is, I still have a bunch of these, and the person who has 1 station online in the middle of nowhere doing very well. I know I'm repeating myself. I'm just trying to get that across because I see people coming on here complaining, or they're even DMing me. I hate to use the word crying because it's kind of rude, but they are whining that this project ain't going to make it because people coming online are only making 3 wings a day. And when you look at the market cap, you know, them tokens are going to be worth 0.000 something, and I'm only making 7 cents a day. You don't know what any of that's going to, you don't know how any of that's going to work out. If you go look at what on CoinMarketCap website and look at some similar projects that are successful with the same tokenomics in token supply that Wingbits has, you wouldn't be saying that. If you would have did your research and came and looked at and saw that you would have you'd be sticking the device right here in the middle. Hey, my hex is open. I'm jumping in this, and without clicking on what some of these are and seeing what some of these people are making, you know, this one right here is doing fairly well. It's making 40 wings a day. This one right here is making 17 wings a day. That's the great thing about this update. This one right here is making 1.6 a day. So here's an example of what we're talking about. I don't know what their setup is, but I'm spending way too much long on this, but I'm trying to defend the project because some people are not doing their proper homework. Talked about earlier, Wingbits, the Discord's absolutely going crazy. A lot of stuff going on, and they announced the winners of their 3 the contest they had. On this, JP Tyler DO11 and DJ Superfly. That's who won the 3 lucky winners of the WB200 giveaway. But they also have, for pre-order, the devices are ready to be sold now on pre-order. WB200, there's also a little conflict in what the naming is. WB300 is the GEODNET /Wingbits device, but on somewhere else, It is named a little bit different. It right here, it says the MGW310 is what the second device is. Either way, you go to HiveFix.ai website. You can use Grumpy's code, the GrumpyDad56, and you will be able to save 10% off. The price on the WB200 is $300. So you're saving $30 before tax and shipping. The MGW310, I believe, is $999. And you will save $100 using Grumpy's code, GrumpyDad56. I ain't going to sit here and tell you I'm a little immature and a little, I don't know exact word I'm allowed to use on YouTube, but I knew this was going to happen. Hey, this is YouTube, and this is the part of the game. But you have people who have never spoke about Wingbits at all for the last 14 months. And all of a sudden having put these videos out, and then I had to do some deep breaths today because they're coming on the Wingbits Discord and throwing discount codes in there. I will say that what calmed me down was apparently I get an email every time somebody uses my code, and I've had several emails today. So I looked at the positive and just said, I'm gonna come on here and tell everybody, thank you for using my code. You know who the OG from Wingbits has been on YouTube. That's all I'm gonna leave it at. Some of the people who are talking about it now, Tech Hustler and them, have been maybe a little low key, but they have also been big Wingbits fans also. So I don't mean any disrespect for them. That's not who I'm talking about or anything like that. There are some people that you go and you look, there's been zero talk about Wingbits until now. I'm not gonna sit and lie to y'all. Y'all can call me childish. Y'all can call me whatever y'all want. I knew this was gonna happen. I try to, you know, that's part of the game. I'm sure every project deals with that, but I would just hope that people would understand who's been supporting Wingbits and doing videos for Wingbits nonstop every week for the last 55, 60 weeks, you know, and help me out. I'm not making the 10% that you're saving by no means at all. But hey, it does give a little bit of support to the channel, and you'll know I try to turn that around and buy some other devices and projects so that we can sit here and talk about them. You know, HiveFix is device. I would hope people will go to HiveFix. There have been people who have been pushing some other stores. Out of respect for those stores, I'll keep my comments to myself. But I did reach out to Helium Deploy, I think it was one of the websites, who emailed me about something. So I replied to them, asking them about a code, and I have not heard back from them. And it's been 12 hours since that, you know, I don't know. Person can email you when they need to, but blah, blah, blah. Anyway, y'all, you can use the discount code to help me out. If not, I understand also. I'm not going to sit and get my feelings hurt over it. There'll be a new controversy tomorrow to get grumpy about. All right, moving on. Next is Soarchain. I've got 800 tokens since last week. I had to do my math 3 times because that seems awfully low for me lately. Need to figure out what's going on with that. But I know I'm still getting 55, 56 tokens a day in staking rewards. So 350 of that 820 alone right there has been through staking. Stake through Dash Tech Validator. Big supporter of my channel. I'm a supporter of his. Last week when we did our live, he donated, I think, 1,000 TSOR tokens to a lucky winner, which I don't think that person's contacted me yet. We're going to go through all that at the end of the video of who still needs to contact me from my live. We gave away a lot of crypto, and I've only given away about half of it so far. No new news on the Soarchain front. I'm still real big in this project. I have a discount code. You're still early if you want to get into it. You know, not financial advice, but getting in early to some of these projects is, you know, the best way to do it. And I do have a discount code. I think it's a discount code or some type of referral code. I can't keep up. Honestly, I'll be dead honest with y'all on which ones give discounts, which ones are just referrals. Either way, they're going to benefit you, whether they give you tokens up front or bonus tokens in your wallet or something like that, or a discount when purchasing. So check it out, please. Help out the channel. Moving on, it's getting late. Silencio, I'm trying to keep it going. I got nothing. I'm up to 187,000 tokens. I'm up 2,500 last week, which is down compared to what I've been doing. I'm back to rank 1296, which was what I was before I went to Disney World. It went up, you know, a lot of rank. If you can't keep up with the venues, which you don't have a lot of venues, and I have found some venues that I have to drive to. So, you know, if I have time, I might go to, where I got 2 or 3 or 4 in a row. But other than that, if you live in rural areas like I do, it's gonna be hard to keep up with rankings. It is what it is. I'm at a 259-day streak. Look, when I'm still sitting at restaurants, sometimes sitting in my office, I'll still do it. But I'm not like, I ain't gonna sit in a lot to tell you I'm not into it as much. I'm not into it as much as I used to be. As far as updates go, you know, they talked about that, you know, if they had 250 likes, they'd update the Silencio V2 app this week. So there is some type of announcement that they're updating the app. New features, noise complaints, boosted referrals, enhanced reward mechanism, map, CWOW, whatever. You know, this right here, I think, is the biggest holdup right here, and what I have an issue with. If peak gets delayed again, they're going to get delayed again. And I still think that that's what this holdup is. And at some point, Silencio, you got to give up the fight. All right, moving on. Trying to get this done in under an hour. Grass, I don't really have much to tell you on grass. The only update they really had was yesterday, the final checker for airdrop 1 will be available on October 21st. Couldn't you have already checked that? You know, listen, I know there's a lot of people involved. I hate to talk negative about it because there are so many people with their hopes up on this project. And again, this is one of those projects that I hope I'm wrong on. It's just, they give you a little bit. Look, I'm sure at some point it's coming to mainnet. There's no doubt in my mind. But I don't know, man. I just, next, as usual, it's Upside. I haven't really been messing with it. I didn't even go check to see if it's an update. There's a couple people who have signed up and made some decent money with it, because, you know, when they do something, after a while, I get some kind of little return from it or whatever like that. Look, if you use gas and you have to buy gas in the vehicle, there's no reason not to use Upside. You get cash. You get cash back. Use my code, you get even more cash back. My code's in the description. Moving on. bitharveststudio announced that they got some update coming in. They want us to test it out soon. Something to do also with fleet packages or something like that. Again, my BitHarvest studios are just running. They're just running multi-mining on, you know, one device that can do multiple 6 or 7 different projects is what I'm using it on. And if you're into some of these other projects that are available, you can run up to 10, 11, 12 projects on a single device. So as BitHarvest Studio, check them out, bitharvest.studio. Also, again, it goes hand in hand with grass, that if you want to run grass, I suggest you getting a Pi or something, or an old Helium device, and running that on there. I wouldn't go buy a Helium device because they want $100-something for them. It literally would take 500 days to ROI, literally, because we did the math in previous projects. So don't take that the wrong way. So moving on. HIVEMAPPER and Fry, you know, I had to update the price. It's been, you know, a while since I looked at it. So HIVEMAPPER currently is at 5.5 cents. That's continuous. It's continuous slide down 11% over 7 days. It is down 18% over the last month. And y'all know I tapped out this project. I canceled my order, got my money back. One thing I will say is, for those people who are holding out because it's 4,000 bonus, with the 4,000 bonus, you are still only getting $220, which, hey, it pays for half your device once you do 1,200 miles or 2,000 kilometers. Other than that, we're ramping up. I mean, projects are doing well. A lot of stuff going on, trying to keep up with it all, trying to keep up with life. It's been crazy. This channel getting bigger is crazy. We had a great live Thursday. Again, thank you for everybody participated on that. We do have some people that still have not contacted me. Go to that live. I put the winners in the description. And some of those people have not contacted me yet from our contest. And at some point, not to be rude, but just so it's not hanging over our heads forever, some of those people are going to lose out, and we're going to have to pick some other winners or something to that, something similar to that. Some people turned down the stuff, and I either picked, I know I had an alternate for one thing, and I had them using the alternate because one person said, hey, they weren't interested, thank you anyway. And, you know, we didn't pick them. Again, Wingbits, it is on fire right now with this device. Again, go to hivefix.ai, use my code that's below, GrumpyDad56 will get you 10% off. I have some codes for some other things, but it's going to be busy. The next couple of days going to be very busy for this channel. You know, crypto season's coming up upon us. I don't know how else to put it. I have some personal stuff going on also. So towards the end of the week, I can tell you will not be seeing videos from me. I have this big festival coming up that I'm in charge with, and it's huge. A lot of people, region-wide, South Louisiana, come to this thing, and I'm in charge of it. And also with the IT that goes on with it, with the cameras and radios and stuff like that. And it's going to be crazy. I need to go get a haircut bad, because it looks like I got just straight gray hair now. And it's not all gray, I promise, but it just, you know, we'll see. So not going to ramble on too much. Trying to keep this video underneath the hour. I will edit this video to be under an hour. Even if I got to cut a whole project out, it will be under an hour. So people are still complaining it's too long. So that's all I got. I got a lot more to say, but I'm trying to keep this under the hour. We'll just pick it up in another video. Thursday live, 5 p.m. Central Time. Be at my live. So maybe there'll be a giveaway or two. Hint, hint. You know, if some of these people didn't answer their other things, maybe we'll do a giveaway. Still can't figure out how to do a giveaway during a live from people commenting or that are in the live for some reason. I can't find a product, something that handles that. Something we got to work on. See y'all in the next video. Let me get out of here.